Instead, we have the opportunity to make a habit of empathy, to recognize ourselves in each other.
Hi, I'm Mary Rickles with Netroots Nation. We are here for our first Netroots California events. It's just a day where we're trying to bring together activists and leaders from across the state to look at what happened this past election and talk about how we can move forward and start preparing for 2011 and 2012. So thanks for coming.
My name is Raven Brooks. I'm the Executive Director of Netroots Nation, and we're here today at Netroots California. And one of the primary goals of this was to really bring together people from around the state that were working on things. You know, a lot of times I feel like California could really be 4 or 5 states. There's not a lot of collaboration across issues or across geography. And so our primary goal is reaching out and trying to get everybody here, meeting each other, so that these coalitions that we built during the election that was really successful don't fall apart and we can keep the momentum going. So there's some great content, but it's really about the people that are here. So that's what we're really excited about. And it's a great, energized crew. A lot of what drives progressive values is empathy. I mean, it's about equality of opportunity.
I'm Michael Leidy. I'm the Director of Public Policy for the California Nurses Association, National Nurses United. And we are allies with the Courage Campaign. We've been very involved in Netroots Nation, really believe in creative online activism. Well, you know, empathy, Edwin, is what nurses do every day. And it's the core of who they are. And so we try to introduce nurses' values into this election by talking about candidates who endorse those values of caring, compassion, and community. Those are progressive values that can counter the hate and fear-mongering on the right with a positive message rooted, in our case, in the everyday experience of nurses at the bedside and taking care of patients. And that empathy that nurses provide is actually arguably the most important thing that they provide in patient care, because the docs and the machines and the institutional setting are very cold. And when you have that human interaction with a nurse who is educated to care and whose own emotional experience is so rich in terms of taking care of people, that really makes a huge difference. I think that's the key reason why nurses have 75% credibility with the public as the most ethical profession, because it's rooted in that empathy, and we can bring that empathy to politics through a values discussion about caring, and that really contrasts to the kind of billionaire candidate Meg Whitman was, or the nastiness of Carly Fiorina. That our progressive values rooted in compassion and community overwhelm the negative messages. And that really, I think, can win elections as well as improve our society.
I'm Assemblymember Ted Lieu. I'm here to support Netroots, and I'm speaking at the strategy session on the economy. I really look forward to it. There's a lot of energy and excitement here. If I could do anything, it would be to create a machine that allows people to walk on someone else's shoes for 2 weeks. I think if everyone had more empathy, the world would be a far better place. And progressives already understand that. It's trying to get those who are less progressive to also join in that effort.
People are very feet on the ground here. What can we do better? How can we learn from each other? I really like the cooperative spirit.
Well, I'm here because I'm part of Daily Co's, and also been working very hard on a local congressional campaign where we got absolutely killed. So it's good to be back with people of like mind. I live in a very red district, blue state, very red backward district, a lot of teabag energy. And it's just good to be back in a city, back with people. I feel like I can just be myself completely.
Well, we are here to talk about how we're going to move forward. There was mixed results, but overall I think we're happy with what happened on Tuesday. And all of these good people are here to figure out how we can work better together, how we can share more information, how we can engage more people, excite more people. And I think the future will be ours in California, and we need to figure out how to take what happened in California and make sure it happens nationwide, and that we're prepared for 2012. And we know there are a lot of fights that are coming up and a lot of fights that we still need to pick. So it's very exciting to be here and to learn from other people and to learn from all these great panelists that they've got here. And so far, so good.
I'm Elizabeth Schultz. I'm the Director of Public Policy for California Council of Churches Impact. We are the progressive faith community, and we are very rarely represented in these surroundings, so it's been like a really good time to meet a lot of other people, build a network, and use the base of our organization to help other people too.
My name's Katie, and I work for California Common Cause, and we do a lot of work on election protection, media reform, campaign finance reform, and so I'm here to find other folks that we can network with to help with these issues. So finding some of the tools to get the information out that we work on is one of the primary reasons I'm here.
Well, I'm Rains, and I'm here because I believe democracy begins at home. The recent elections show us that we can't just say, oh yeah, we got the presidency, we're all set, it's going to happen. It really takes the community organizing, neighbors talking to each other, people understanding and caring for each other. And so I feel like we're learning here about how to do that. People sense, no matter what you're trying to broadcast or put in their face, if you aren't taking time to listen, they aren't going to listen to you. It's a mutual respect. You need to get that flowing.
Is cultivate a sense of empathy. Put yourself in other people's shoes. See the world through other people's eyes. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world. One that makes you understand what your obligations to others are, that they extend beyond the people who look like you and act like you and laugh at the same jokes as you do and live in the same neighborhoods.
I think empathy is probably a theme that continues throughout most of the issues that are being addressed here today. We care about our planet, we care about working people, we care about the environment, we care about jobs, we care about peace, ending war. I have probably only scraped the tip of the iceberg of issues that are being addressed here, but I think empathy is probably it's a good question to ask because it's a theme that runs through everything. It's caring about your fellow men and women.
The traditional notions of religion in America are that it's all about personal salvation, but the bigger role and the more historic and traditional role of faith communities is to be empathic with those around you. It comes the social gospel tradition of mainstream Protestants and mainline Protestant churches and also progressives. So we are equal in number in California to the conservatives, and we need our voice heard more, and we need to assert those values of empathy. It's critical to the work that we do.
Putting ourselves in people's shoes and putting ourselves, thinking about how life is for everyone, I think is a huge component of progressive change in general and the environmental movement. So empathy is a natural component of my work.
Empathy is the foundation of all human relationships. How can you have a human relationship without care and concern for each other? How can you have politics without putting yourself in other people's shoes and deciding what's in the interest of not just yourself, not just your own group, not just your own age group or race or sex or whatever, but the greater good.
This work here is part of that process because we're not just in it for ourselves. Everybody's got some sort of ego. There are all sorts of different, you might say, agendas, but roll that up into reality and you also have this hopefully overarching reality of empathy as human beings, and if we can galvanize, including online, and of course in other means, to connect. And empathy is really inherent in our politics and our political agenda. Then a lot of great things can happen.
I want us to organize, to tell the personal stories that create empathy, which is the most revolutionary emotion.
See the world through other people's eyes. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.